InShalla and Ashe. Welcome to the Daily Snippet. If you're new to my channel, I'm actually multi-streaming across the multiverse today. But I am Tonya D, holistic Sha'medium and subtle energetic surgeon. So it's Sunday Fun Day, November 21st, as we do the final cut in the season of Scorpio. It's like in a movie when they say that's a wrap. So it's time to take it to the limit, possibly one more time. It's only a test from the galactic hard drive system, so no need to be alerted. It's only a signal, but it's time to make a magic for that time and space. Take a breath and take a pause before any action that is actually set in front of you. So we really are the hitchhikers to the new galaxy. The rug is doing a shake. So be in the center of neutrality, be centered, be in your core. It's all about being. So we have a Yin Water Rooster day. Gui You. So things are very yin, going inward for the journey since we are wrapping up the season of Scorpio. Rooster energy can be anxious, always looking over their shoulders to see if danger is coming. So the rooster can't really fly very far or very high, if you've ever watched a rooster. I have a funny story about a rooster as well, but I'm not going to share that today. Anyway, it's vulnerable on the ground, so it likes to kind of cruise around trying to stay out of harm's way. And harm is surely, you know, their visual is that it's around the corner to its way mind, like in the way of the mind. That's why it procrastinates, always putting things off. Roosters always are weighing the pros and the cons and deciding the worst is probably going to happen. So let's not face it at all. It's also, you know, this energy's full of energy. It gets way at the, you know, wakes up at the crack of dawn, the crack of the rooster, right? But rooster energy also seems to be drawn to politics and media, exposing and showing the world wants to be feared and wrongs of the world, you know. So a lot of times the rooster is this low energy life force and kind of drags around. So this energy is really invested in fear and fretting over what might happen next, you know. I can leave as exhausted and it lays around wishing that life were actually more peaceful. So in order to stay upright and rock strong, it really needs to stay away from the media, which actually motivates us with those fear tactics and the energy to go with our mantra for the day. For the rooster is like, I am peace, and that water energy. So we have a similar energy as we did yesterday, but this is more yin. It's going inward. So our feelings might be overreacting and our ego really adds some spice to the emotional threads. So it's this kind of aggressive energy. It could be anger or just overreacting to our energetic hiccups. So we need to really go within, and going within then shifts the focus to our inward journey. When we see within the cosmic soup the ingredients of our own emotions and our feelings in response, instead of our outside forces of adversity, we then enter into the channel of integrity. So this is the action of pouring love into the chalice until it's really brimming over and keeping it brimming over with that exuberant love. So with water in our day stem, it's like the water of the oceans instead of the ocean, or the seas, sorry, the water of the seas instead of the ocean. So when we stay in our own personal thread lines, we master those seas. And then we have the gift of keeping our power instead of giving it away, either in the moment or giving it away to someone else. So a trigger might come to the surface today, kind of bubbling up, just to make sure that you received that memo on those energetic boundaries. So we're really getting a system upgrade, an energetic system upgrade, a boost. So as the energetic hiccup returns, it's kind of just showing us where we need to suit up a little bit more, utilize our shields, you know. Instead of responding to the outside triggers, respond to your emotional channel instead, and just learn from the idea of that mistake, whatever that appeared to be like, and really take a breath and take a pause. Keep adding the juice to your chalice and just maintain the frequency. Tell yourself all day long if need be, you know, I say it all day long, I'm doing great, you're doing great, we're doing great. just holding that narrative 24/7 from dusk till dawn, the crack of the rooster. But the key to really access this integrity is also that chalice. So take it to the brim and let it overflow. Take it to the limits, over the limits. And use your beliefs as the ultimate galaxy guide for what's to happen next. So anything that's flaws or unfinished in your plans will somehow kind of bubble up to the surface. So in response, pour more love from the place of unconditional love, like we do with our pets. I don't know why we don't do that every day. Or even an unfamiliar, juicy feeling of love. Those are usually the better ones. And just know that whatever happens or flows in, it's only a test from the galactic broadcast system. So if it feels like things are falling apart, they're actually truly falling together. Hold the peace, be at peace. You know, it's this rooster kind of cocky kind of day, and our heart is online, our higher heart, along with the shaman's portal, the root center, and also the sacral. So I would beacon on down through the shaman's portal into the crown and down to the root. Exhale, release out of the heart, the high heart. See if you can see an octave or a higher octave of green to connect to your highest of hearts. Almost as if you are in the streams of the universal channel of light. The moon herself is actually leaving Gemini today, which is great for me because I'm a gem. I'm a gem sun, bright in the sky, actually. So it's kind of peeking right on my sun. But the sound of the heart today, the yam, you know, take some time and space and breathe in and through from the portal down to the root, and then exhale, release through your heart channel. I'd probably do it 12 times, in and down, and then yam, or just yam for a while, cleansing and clearing the cosmic debris out of your heart channel. You can use color too, but ground also into the elemental nature, for bounty is really all around us, for the transformation that you're ultimately seeking, and maybe add a little spice of fire, light a candle to connect with your ancestors, have them bless you with otherworldly guidance. So it really is this inward day to solicit your inner solitude as well, because we're in that frequency, and because we are in the last day of Scorpio. This is, let me get rid of that. This is Jeremiah. So I would totally bring him in. His mission is actually to guide us, guide souls who have recently crossed the bridge, to review their lives, to show the lessons that they've actually learned on Earth in the Earth school. But he also assists us who are still on the Earth plane to review life, to create a better future for ourselves. So if you're dealing with fears, I would call on him. Death isn't actually actual death. It's really the ending. It's the ending so that we can start a new beginning. It's the mercy of God universe. He's a self-help angel that heals emotional issues. So call on him literally whenever you feel unhappy. He's like our own personal psychologist in the realm of spirit, the spirit world. But he gets to the root of an issue so that we can make these changes, so that we can transform. He replaces the old, the negative, the mental patterns with new, positive, enlightened ones. I love his staff and also his sword. He's like a beacon in that picture. But he's also believed that he oversees the Akashic records, the book of life, the shadow records. That's why I call Scorpio, Pluto, the shaman's portal. That's kind of where I see it anyway. But his message, you know, the message is, how much did you love? So he helps us to get to the root, the integrity of honesty with ourselves, with really how we've spent our time so far on the Earth plane, the galactic universe Earth plane. So if you need help reconfiguring those things so you can live more consistently with more heart-centered place in your heart space, you can call on him to help envision yourself and your future from a perspective of your otherworldly self, your higher self, your Sira, surrounding yourself with the most positive light possible, effervescent. So he will guide you to make the changes necessary to really move towards it, and also inspire you to those loving acts of devotion and also service, doing things out of kindness. So if you feel stuck on your spiritual path, you know, really ask him to infuse you, your essence, your beingness, with enthusiasm and also renewed devotion to spark that aspect. So he assists us in developing and understanding clairvoyance and clairaudience. So if you're curious about either of those, Change Your Stars is a bounty of juicy insight to get you on your way. Those links are actually in my show notes. But the stone of the day, I pulled Beryl because we're at the end of the season of Scorpio. Let me get rid of that. Bingo. There we go. I should have left him there. But Beryl, real quick, look at that juicy stone. This is like a delicate dreams of pale green. It's soft in this sublime stone. It really helps to calm a Scorpio when their mind is racing a mile a minute. It's this sweet and soulful heart center stone. Gentle green beryl brings the soft vibrations, and it's also this gentle, delicate reminder that we need to simplify our life. So when we utilize the stone, we can clear out toxic people and behaviors and make an active decision to live a lighter, brighter life. It's also a stone that knows how to help goal-orientated people to find their strength to get the job done. It's exactly in line with the energy of Scorpio, which we all have Scorpio in our chart somewhere. We all have this magic. And then the cards of the day. What can I say? I actually, I just love my fairy deck. Look, I just don't know what to say. But I'm in the process of launching Voices of the Other World for those of you that are interested. Just connecting with those otherworldly beings and those energies. Be sure to check that out. I'm getting that all tidied up, I guess. It's going to be galactic in a variety of ways. I keep adding more to it. However, when I was checking out my decks, the light seers jumped out at me. And of course, you would know I pulled again the Eight of Swords. So this isn't the first time this card's come up. I think it's probably the third through the whole season of Scorpio. So, the Eight of Swords is really a reminder that we really create our own reality and to look beyond the veil of illusion of our current limitations that we might actually be projecting out of our energetic beingness. And if we're feeling trapped with no power to move forward, just remember that this is also a perspective that can be lifted. So when we choose sovereignty over victimhood, we become the wielder, the sword holder, the fierce wielder of that choice. So we can free ourselves from our shackles and shift our outcomes dramatically by accepting that we are really the one person who's ultimately responsible for our own inner happiness, our own light. So create infinite portals of possibilities by becoming the solution. So we are never absolutely ever really stuck. So it's this time really to nurture our soul and spend the time that we need to kind of transmit or transmute any feelings of helplessness. We can't control every experience that's put in our path, but we actually definitely can work on how we respond to those. So this energy is really kind of at the beacon of today. So really, just letting go of old stories that come, and be really vigilant of any wallowing or self-pity, low vibe frequencies, thoughts that might be actually you might be holding on to, and just kind of reframe those experiences, create like even a new picture frame or those lessons, and choose to heal. So this card literally really goes with the energy and the frequency of today. So if you're feeling stuck, it's really a time to open your eyes to unveil the truth. So you might be having more options than you thought, and it's absolutely an opportunity to let go of that old story, to really open that door. That's it really is the energy of today. And then I pulled the King of Swords, and the King of Swords is intelligence, it's diplomatic, it's this energy of both of those, and it has more logic and rationale, kind of scientific principles, the logical mind. But he's got this affinity for rules and thoughts. It feels kind of Libra-ish in a weird way. But he suggests that we find our impartial clarity before we actually take the next step, And he's always seeking the data and the proof, but he knows that blending experience with the inventiveness, or blending intelligence and emotional and spiritual energies all together, that allows for more balanced or, the round table of success. So kind of be courageous in the pursuit of your path and find your own methodical, confident authority by actually knowing your way, those gut instincts that come through the solar plexus, rather than just feeling the way, which is kind of a combination. But really find the wisdom in the experiences and seek to become your success engineer of your life. Because when we have the confident, clear thinking, that's actually when we find our success. So just make intelligent and wise or wisdom choices, wisdom decisions about your future. So the King of Swords rules law and clear thinking, strong communication and leadership, truth and proof. So it's really blending the mental and the spiritual pursuits along with being brave and courage. It kind of reminds me of the movie Defiant with Daniel Craig, if you've seen that. It's kind of the energy that he has. And then the last card, which she's super juicy, the Knight of Wands. She's, just check her out. She's having a great time. She kind of reminds me of myself. What am I saying? But it's like the message is like, what have you been dreaming about? So the Knight of Wands kind of gallops in. You can see the horse in the background. Gallops in and out with this message of adventure and, the fire and the drum. It's just she's juicy. But it's this impulsiveness and bravery that's, to pursue the things that actually inspire us the most, the adventure, the passion project that you might have been tinkering with, the drum circle you've always wanted to be a part of. So really just allowing spontaneity into your choices and really gift yourself the freedom to shift your reality to match your frequencies and your desires. It's totally okay to create new things and to run with the wind. When you're feeling charged up about something, an idea, it makes you feel juicy, really just go with it. We don't really have much to lose on the frequency as long as it's a higher vibration, right? But allow the high-spirited energy to really rush in and really incite that wildfire of positive energy, that momentum, getting it in the flow, and just make your passion actually work for you, not against you, while you're kind of swooshing in towards success. So in the pursuit of this the imaginal realm, just manifest the fire with the infectious feeling of that inspiration. So this card is like charisma and passion and spontaneity, pursuing our dreams. It's this fast, enthusiastic energy. She's in her juice, right? So just taking inspired action for the pursuit of the adventure with courage and bravery, and be excited. So, now that we're in this channel of the juice or the sphere of the energetic boundaries, we're kind of at the end. We're all kind of juiced up, and just know that you're in this sacred space where you really deserve all those juicy things, the healthy love. And also it's this beginning. It's a beginning that's really out of this world. It's otherworldly. You just kind of have to stay in the threads of the peace and the joy and the integrity, my virtues, basically. But an affirmation to get you on your way would be like, I affirm that I am in alignment in being the optimistic, otherworldly best version of my beingness. So it's like you bring in your authentic skin, your higher self, and vibrate from that frequency. So with all of that, InShalla and Ashe, and as always, blessings to you, and I will see you on the other side.